Good morning, everybody. I thought I'd take a moment and check in and see how everybody is doing, as well as shoot kind of a follow-up video to the one I did about a little over a week ago on COVID-19 and its effects on the real estate market in Charleston. I also wanted to take a few minutes and discuss some initiatives that we're launching as we adapt to a changing environment that we find ourselves in, particularly in real estate. We are here and we are still working. We're very fortunate to be able to do so. So if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to John Franco or myself. We will be happy to assist in any way that we can. And that doesn't just mean real estate. If you need anything at all, please let us know. We are happy to help. Things have changed. That is quite evident. I think, the COVID-19 situation, when we get past it, which we will, we'll still have some lingering effects as to how things are done. And it's not just in real estate, but I have a feeling it's going to affect a lot of industries, at least in the short term. In real estate, we're seeing where everything is becoming now kind of more hands-off or less physical from the standpoint of home showings and that kind of thing. They're pushing for a more virtual kind of buyer and seller experience, which we are happily embracing. The real estate market is about the same as it was when I talked last time. There are buyers still buying and sellers still selling. It is a lot slower than we would expect for a spring in 2020, but it is what it is. But there is still activity happening in the market. I would say that we are going to operate under a safety first kind of guideline, and that's going to be above all else. We don't want to put anybody at risk. We don't want to be put at risk. So we want to be using common sense when it comes to how we practice real estate now and in the immediate future. Our goal is going to be to minimize risk and increase safety wherever we can. And we would say that if you are looking to buy or sell a home and you can wait, we would encourage you to wait. That's not going to be the case for everybody. We know there are people that are still going to have to be buying and selling real estate regardless. But if you can wait, we feel it's best that you do wait at this time. So we are going to be launching 3 initiatives to better serve our clients during this time. The first is going to be our Clean Home Initiative, and that's exactly like it sounds. It's going to be a series of guidelines and precautions designed to minimize the risk of exposure to buyers, sellers, and their agents. This is going to be particularly in play for our listing clients. So these guidelines and precautions are going to be in place to help minimize the risk of exposure as people come into their home. So again, we're going to try to discourage people from coming to the home, at least in the early stages of their decision-making process, providing them with additional tools in order to view homes without actually having to physically be there. But I would anticipate that at some point a buyer is going to want to come into the home. So again, these guidelines are going to be in place, things like personal protective equipment and sanitation, the ability to sanitize, that kind of thing, in addition to doing things like limiting the number of people that are going to be in the home at any one time. Really wanting to limit the number of people to just the decision makers only. So not having buyers bring in their family and their friends and their children in order to preview the home, and just really limiting it to those people that need to make the decision about whether this home is right for them. So our second initiative is going to be our virtual home buying program. Now this is just an adaptation of a program we've been running for years for our relocation clients, but we've now got it set up in a way where we can use it for all of our buyers and do things 100% virtually if we need to. So everything from meetings to signing documents to going through documents to meeting with other parties in a real estate transaction, things like lenders, attorneys, and so on. We can do this in a virtual environment now. So the goal here is to be able to help buyers go through a number of properties virtually first, and then when they screen out the properties that they know won't work for them, and we have a consolidated list of homes, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 that are really at the top of their list, we can figure out from there, okay, do we need to go physically see these homes now that we got it narrowed down, or can we do this in a virtual environment where we provide tools, for instance, like a 360 tour of the home, those kind of things, so that the buyer can make an educated decision and have confidence about moving forward. There are also some ways we can do contingencies and such that would, again, allow for an offer to be made, and still have the buyer have the ability to come in and take a look at the property personally. So our third initiative is going to be the virtual home selling program, which is going to run very similarly to the home buyer program. So again, having the ability and the tools in place to be able to meet with clients virtually, even other parties of the contract. So things like, contractors, home inspectors, photographers, stagers, those kind of things we should be able to do in a virtual environment with very minimal physical contact, if none at all. The other thing we're going to be providing is additional resources to the buyers of these homes, so that they don't have to come see the home, at least not in the early stages of their process of looking for a home. So again, helping them be able to exclude properties that do not meet their needs. So again, we'll be providing our sellers with virtual tours, more video type programs, and products that will help showcase their property for buyers that can't or don't want to come into the home. And again, just being able to minimize the exposure level for all parties involved. So again, we hope that this whole situation with COVID-19 is just a short process, but we do feel like there's going to be lingering effects, at least for a while, with how things are being done. So we want to get in front of this and make sure that we can provide the best services possible to our clients. So we'll be launching these 3 initiatives immediately. If you have any questions or want specifics about these 3 initiatives, feel free to reach out to John Franco or myself. We'll be happy to provide those to you. In the meantime, hopefully you're staying safe and not going too stir crazy in quarantine.